Hey guys, John Latok here from Stormforce Fitness. In this video, I want to run through good rowing technique. Now, there's lots of drills you can do. If you were joining a rowing club, they'll give you a lot more detail than I'm going to give you here. But my objective is to help you get into a session either on your own or get into a group session and be confident that you're doing the right things, and also to get reward for your effort. Rowing in particular is one of the machines you see people using all the time, but there's a lot of muscling, there's a lot of really inefficient technique, and people could get a lot more out of the machine in terms of performance without actually trying any harder. In fact, by trying less sometimes, they will actually go faster. So there's a saying, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So by slowing down the technique and getting it right, you're much more efficient, you're able to go for longer, and you're able to actually put more force into the machine. A lot of people are trying super hard. They look from the outside like they're going really fast, but actually it's just wasted effort. So on a basic level, what we want to be thinking about in our head is, how do I get my leg and hip drive into the row erg? To do that, we need a strong core. We need to drive with the legs, lean back into the stroke, and finish here. So what a lot of rowing coaches will say is think legs, back, arms, and then on the way in, we need to go arms, back, legs. So again, without the handle just yet, legs, back, arms, arms, back, legs. Obviously, that needs to happen smoothly, which we'll take a look at in a second. The reason we want to go arms, back, legs on the way in is a lot of people get to here. Then they're in a hurry to get there. So they bend their legs. Now they start thinking about the arms. And now we've got this kind of mountain to get over. We get that clacking chain. You'll often hear in the gym the chain clacking up and down, hitting the plastic. That's generally because people are coming too soon with the legs, getting over the top and whacking the chain about. So let's do a few good reps. Okay, nice and smooth, pulling through the whole stroke and getting that integration between legs, back and arms. It's nice and smooth. I'm not hitting the rowing machine. And if I want to go faster, I think about applying mainly more with the legs. And yes, we can start putting in a bit more upper back pull. What you're going to see on screen now is also a good display that you can bring up on the rower, which shows whether you're doing this correctly. If you get the right force curve and you're applying force the right way, you will see a nice, smooth rainbow, as I call it. So what's happening is, I'm getting off to a good start. The legs are starting to generate power, so we see the force going up. Then I bring my back in, I'm peaking around here, and then I bring the arms in to finish off, but it's dropping off to the end of the stroke. And then we go back in and do it again. So now what you're going to see is a lot of people do a lot with the legs. They understand that the legs are generating the power, but they're not transferring it into the rower. So actually what you see is this big leg drive, and then they start thinking about the machine. But really, if I'm not applying that to the chain, this leg drive here is pretty much wasted. We need to be applying that into the chain by keeping things nice and tight. So immediately my leg power is actually going into the machine, and like I said earlier, giving me a reward by giving me a good force output. So again, you'll see on screen what happens. So what we see is immediately we get a bit of a kick, but then we're dropping off. Okay, it's really sort of jagged. It's not that smooth rainbow that we're looking for. The other side of the spectrum, going the other way, is people thinking, oh, rowing's an upper body exercise. So it's a bit of a slow start with the legs, and then they're yanking to get that power. So that will look a bit like this. So again, we see that kick at the end rather than at the start. Again, overall, we're not getting nice application of force, we're not smooth, we're not efficient, we're not using each stroke to obviously maximize the meters that we're traveling on that stroke. So like I said, there's lots of drills that we can do to improve this. Too much to go into in this video. What I want you thinking about for now is that smooth legs, back, arms, arms, back, legs. You can actually talk yourself through it. Come in and do a warm-up where there's no pressure to go faster or how many calories can you do and so on. Use the warm-up to prepare. It's not just about get my heart rate up and get warm. It's about prepping, learning new things while you're fresh and you can breathe properly. And while we're on that note, get your breathing in time with your strokes. So I'll breathe in. Get that nice breathing rhythm. Say you're doing 25, 30 strokes a minute. It's a breathing rhythm that your heart likes, the system likes, the lungs like. Time it with the reps, and then you feel like, oh, this is smooth. I'm in a nice rhythm. I can do this for a while. If you're sort of, you're going to last, 30 seconds, a minute at best, and you're making your own life hard. So I hope that helps with your technique. Go away and practice. Like I said, practice slowly. And then slow will become smooth. Once it's smooth, you can start going faster and you'll see your performance go through the roof. As I said, sometimes less effort, more reward.